When you open your web browser to check social media, shop online, or watch your favorite videos, you're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface of the internet lies a hidden realm, the deep web, containing everything from private databases to academic resources. But even deeper, cloaked in encrypted layers and anonymity, is a place far more mysterious and sinister, the dark web. For most of us, the dark web is a place of legend, where hackers, criminals, and spies supposedly roam freely. But what really happens in these digital shadows? Is it truly as dangerous as it seems, or just a misunderstood part of the internet? Let's unravel the mysteries of the dark web, from its origins and functions to its darkest corners and surprising benefits. To start, what exactly is the dark web? The internet has three layers: the surface web, which includes anything you can find with a simple Google search; the deep web, made up of content that isn't indexed, like private emails, medical records, or academic papers; and then there's the dark web, a small fraction of the deep web that's deliberately hidden and only accessible through specialized software like Tor. Short for the Onion Router, Tor anonymizes users by bouncing their communications through a network of volunteer servers worldwide, making tracing users nearly impossible. But why was it created in the first place? Surprisingly, the Tor network was initially developed by the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory in the 1990s to protect intelligence communications. The idea was to create a system where spies could communicate anonymously. Eventually, it was released to the public to prevent authoritarian regimes from pinpointing government agents. Ironically, a tool designed to protect became a haven for both freedom fighters and criminals. But what's the appeal? The dark web's allure lies in its promise of total freedom, no censorship, no surveillance, and, seemingly, no consequences. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin add another layer of secrecy, making transactions almost untraceable. For those seeking to buy illegal drugs, weapons, or stolen data, the dark web offers a market where anonymity is currency. One of the most notorious of these markets was Silk Road, a digital black market founded in 2011 by Ross Ulbricht, who operated under the pseudonym Dread Pirate Roberts. The site functioned like an Amazon for illegal goods, complete with user reviews and dispute resolution. When the FBI eventually shut it down in 2013, they seized 144,000 bitcoins, worth around $28.5 million at the time. But shutting down one site barely left a dent. New markets like Alphabay and Hansa quickly took its place, learning from Silk Road's mistakes and becoming even harder to infiltrate. Beyond the marketplaces, the dark web also hosts chilling content. There are forums discussing hacking techniques, whistleblower drop sites, and even alleged red rooms, live streams where users supposedly pay to watch acts of violence. While most red rooms are hoaxes designed to scare the curious, the rumors alone are enough to make people think twice about venturing into the dark web. Even darker are the forums dedicated to trafficking human organs, illegal wildlife trade, and hitman services, though many of these turn out to be scams designed to separate fools from their Bitcoin. So, who actually uses the dark web? It's not just criminals and conspiracy theorists. Journalists in oppressive countries use it to communicate safely, political activists rely on its anonymity to organize protests, and ordinary citizens use it to bypass censorship in countries with strict internet regulations. In 2013, Edward Snowden used Tor to leak classified documents revealing mass surveillance by the NSA. His revelation sparked a global debate on privacy and surveillance, proving that the dark web can be a tool for both darkness and light. In fact, several mainstream organizations like Facebook and the New York Times have launched onion versions of their sites to help users access information securely in countries where these services are blocked. But let's talk about privacy and security. Many argue that the real danger isn't the dark web itself but how it exposes the lack of privacy on the surface web. For every secret market, there's a forum discussing privacy tools, encryption, and how to avoid surveillance, topics that are increasingly relevant in a world where data breaches and cyber attacks are becoming the norm. The dark web raises uncomfortable questions about privacy, freedom, and the future of the internet. Are we headed toward a more secure digital world, or a darker, more dangerous one? The dark web and government surveillance, while anonymity is the dark web's greatest strength, it's also its greatest weakness. Law enforcement agencies around the world dedicate entire task forces to infiltrating these networks. In 2017, a joint operation between the FBI and Dutch authorities took down Alphabet and Hansa, two of the largest dark markets at the time. The operation was a masterclass in deception. Dutch authorities secretly ran Hansa for a month, collecting data on its users before shutting it down. But the real shock came when authorities revealed that they had compromised a security flaw in Tor to track down key targets, sparking fears that the dark web might not be as anonymous as it seems. The economics of the dark web. It's also fascinating to look at the economic side. According to a report by the RAND Corporation, illegal drugs account for nearly 60% of all transactions on dark markets, followed by financial fraud services like credit card information and hacking tools. The total value of transactions on dark markets is estimated to be around $1 billion annually. With digital currencies making transactions quick and anonymous, dark markets continue to thrive despite law enforcement crackdowns. This underground economy has its own rules, with user ratings, customer service, and even dispute resolution systems to build trust. So, what truly lies in the shadows? Is it a hub for crime and chaos, or a misunderstood part of the internet's fight for privacy and freedom? The truth is, the dark web is a mirror, reflecting both the best and worst of humanity, a place where anonymity can shield both the oppressed and the opportunistic. While its darkest corners reveal humanity's worst impulses, its ability to provide anonymity for the powerless serves as a reminder that the internet is what we make it. The question is, how do we balance the need for privacy with the need to protect ourselves from the darkness lurking in the shadows? Would you dare to explore it, or is it better left unseen?